is definitely very important to have a good support system around you.
A lot of it is isolation. We feel alone, like we're the only ones.
I was gonna conquer the world, and then suddenly I got slapped in my face.
Right.
Yeah. You know, like Mike Tyson says, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, and blindness punched me in my face, and I was like, whoa, boom.
We face our problems every day. It seems they'll never fade away. The world may bring us down. Tonight we're gonna turn it around. So let's put it all on the table. Talk about it if you're willing and able. Life's love and insecurities, and a laugh or two. Come and take a seat. So bring your concerns to us. Together we can discuss what's on your mind. No matter what you go through, just know we'll be here for you every time. Let's talk about it. Blind table talk. Let's talk about it. Blind table talk. We gotta be about it. Go ahead and walk the walk. So let's talk about it. Blind table talk. Let's talk about it.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the table. I am your host, Saida Victoria.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Blind Table Talk. I am your host, Jay Fleeks. You already know Mr. Black, also known as Security of the Community. What's happening, y'all?
Yes, and we have a great show for you tonight, y'all. We are not going to take too much time on our intro because we want to make sure you get all the great info that we have in our BVI discussions, which is unnecessary baggage. Let's weigh in.
And also, let's not forget about our interview that we're going to have with our Miss Dawn Wells, Angel Eyes Fitness. Definitely a wonderful organization out here. So, hey, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. It's definitely well needed, y'all. Let's get to it.
Blind table talk, yeah.
All right, y'all. It is time for our BVI discussion. And tonight's topic is unnecessary baggage. Let's weigh in.
Yes, indeed. Hey, this is going to be a wonderful segment that we have with y'all. You know, this is an important topic that needs to be touched. And bringing in this topic, we're going to bring in our wonderful administrator that we have on our squad, Miss Christina Ford. Hey, holla at our people, baby. Let them know what's good.
Hey, listeners. Hey, and thank you all for having me on the table with you all today. And I am so excited to be here. We have a wonderful panel of guests that are joining us to help us tackle this extra baggage, you know? So let's get started here, okay? So we're going to introduce you all to our panel. We have first and foremost the lady of the group, Ms. Melva Henderson, the founder and CEO of Living Beyond Limits from Dallas. Say hi, Melva.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Miss and Mr. Blind Table Talk, for having me on the table. I'm honored.
Thank you so
welcome,
much.
Welcome.
Then we have Buddy or Cam Jones coming from New Orleans.
What's up, y'all? Lamont Buddy Jones. What's going on? 1/4 of the Sports Cypher podcast. Nice to be on BTT.
All
welcome,
right.
Welcome. Thank you.
Then we also have Blades coming from California. How are you today, Blades?
I'm doing good. It's coming from California, but I'm also from Canada and Barbados. So,
Hey.
Yes. Welcome.
Well-rounded. All
Not only
right.
that, though, I'm sorry, but where are you in California, Blades?
I mean, you know where I am.
Yes, I do. Say it. Say it out
I'm in
loud.
San Diego. I'm in Chula.
What? Yes, yes. Where I'm from. Yes, sir. Well,
All
welcome.
right. And then we also have Mr. Body Butter himself, Mr. Sir Chris. How are you today?
I am doing well and so glad to be here on Blind Table Talk. Thank you for having me.
All
You're
right. Thank
welcome.
you.
Welcome, Body Butter.
And last but definitely not least, Mr. Rodriguez Best on tonight. How are you?
I'm good. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
It's an honor to be on the
Welcome.
Blind Table Talk. You know, glad you guys invited me.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
And I'm so thankful that you all joined us here today on the table for this topic. It is such an important topic. that a lot of people in the BVI community have been facing and struggling with. We actually have 21% of our community who struggles with the issue of being either overweight or obese. And so that is why we want to cover this tonight, because we want our listeners to know that you are not alone. A lot of our people have and are still overcoming this, and you can also. So we're gonna talk to some of these that have struggled with it and talk to them about the things that they've done to overcome this, and hopefully it'll help motivate you all out there in listening land. Okay, everybody ready tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's
All
get it.
right, all right. So, our first question to the panel today, just starting off from the beginning, because we have, there's so many things that contribute to why people are overweight, right? We have things like genetics even coming into play sometimes, or we have social or financial, standards, like statuses is, a big thing that may could cause you to be overweight. Like, even like the lack of accessible gyms or transportation to get there, whatever it may be. Like, what do you all feel like were the things that caused you to be in that situation where you were overweight?
This is Melva. I like food.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey,
Yeah,
that's
we
me
left
too.
that one off, right? We forgot about that one.
Yes, yes, definitely. So you just like to eat, huh?
No, here's the thing. It's just not liking to eat. I think we all, well, I won't speak for everybody, but socially, and I feel like at some point culturally, that was a way to connect, and food was a way to say, hey, let's just join and connect with each other. So it was always eating. And then when you have good food on the table, you don't leave it on the table, you eat it. So,
That's
yeah.
right. Okay,
Mhm.
okay. And the rest of you, like, what do you think? Because buddy, I know you're a foodie, definitely. But do you think that was your main issue with why you were overweight?
Well, that, and also that I went blind as like a 21-year-old. When stuff first started going blind. I was already a heavy eater, but I was playing semi-pro football, so I always worked out real hard. And when I wasn't able to work out, I was going through process of losing my sight. Depression played a part of it, and overeating, lack of exercise. Because as I was going blind, I didn't really know a lot of people, didn't know how to get out, didn't know no mobility skills and nothing like that. So I was pretty much in the house 24/7, still eating like I used to eat when I worked out. I was about like 315, 320, but my body physique was a little like way different then. But not able to work out, depressed, a lot of traumatic stuff happened with losing my sight. It was like a domino effect of other stuff in my life and just being stuck, so depression, being stuck, feel like you're trapped, all led to my weight loss for myself.
Okay, okay. And any of the rest of you care to share? Like, what do you feel like was your reasons?
I'm going to say lack of movement. I definitely use the word laziness for myself. And as Buddy was talking about the depression, so I really started going through, the emotional decline from the loss of sight to not being able to do certain things that I wanted to do with raising a child, and then my marriage was failing. So, and I'm also a great cook, so it's just the weight gain, just constantly eating the wrong things.
Okay, all right. And that's definitely understandable. I mean, a lot of us lack the motivation for whatever reason it is that, a lot of people or a lot of us are overweight, and I include myself in that. I know definitely mine's come from a lack of motivation and everything. But whatever the reason is, like, you all went through this journey, like, kind of what do you feel like was when you first realized it was an issue?
Rodriguez.
This is Rodriguez. My biggest issue was after I had COVID the first time and I was on oxygen for so long and I really realized how heavy I really was because I was so limited from not being able to breathe for so long because before I had COVID, I was able to run and, basically do stuff that I wanted to do even though I weighed almost 445 pounds. It like wasn't keeping me immobile. And then once I started having breathing issues after having COVID, that's when I realized that I really had to do something to get the weight off or I was going to die.
Anybody else want to share? Like, what was your come to Jesus moment?
Well, for me, it was diabetes. My family members have diabetes, and in Barbados, three of my family members have their feet amputated, and that's kind of scared me. And I decided that enough's enough. My feet were, I was having problems with my feet and stuff like that, and I felt that I didn't want to lose my feet, so I decided I want to do the surgery.
Yeah. This is Melva. I lost my vision due to being overweight. So that was my defining factor. So I have they call it optic atrophy, pseudotumor cerebral. So it acted as if I had a tumor. There's no tumor. A lot of pressure and fluid was built up, but it's prevalent in women who are overweight. And so when you're eating, of course, a lot of greasier foods, things like that, that's what's causing a lot of stress and all of that played a factor into it. So, yeah.
Now, so are any of you willing to share your top off weight? Like, what was the largest that you think you got to?
Well, for me, my biggest at the point, I was about 462 at my biggest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And Blades?
I was 269.
269. All right.
Mhm.
Anybody else?
This Melva, my highest was 303.
All right. Okay.
This is Rodriguez. My highest was 450.
All right. So Chris, are you okay?
I topped out at 398.
All right, everybody. So now that you realize that this was an issue and you saw where you got into, like, what do you feel like, how do you feel like this was negatively impacting your life? Like, did you lack socially? Like, did it, I heard someone say, not being able to play with their kids or do the things with their kids. Like, tell me the types of things that you felt like negatively were impacted by you being overweight.
Well, energy. It was when I first moved into my house, we have stairs. And I remember the guy walking us through. And I kid you not, walking up the stairs, I was literally out of breath. I was like, what? Are you serious? Like, I got to probably maybe like the third, second step up to the last. And I was just gasping for air. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like, I can walk upstairs. And I think I realized in that moment, but I really didn't do too much of it until I started kind of working out a little bit. And when I was working out, my knees, like my joints, my bones was like, oh girl, get up off of me. You got too much going on. So I had to figure something out. But yeah, that's when I realized like I gotta do something.
This is Rodriguez. For me, my turning point was when I realized that I was spending more time in the doctor's office than I was actually out having fun, and my medicine cabinet was continuing to grow. It went from high blood pressure to borderline diabetic to high cholesterol to sleep apnea, and it was like, okay, this is a bit much. So I had to do something different.
Okay. And Blaze, like you with the diabetes, did you like realize that you was like eating a certain way that you needed to change or something? Or like how was it with, you say you started having problems with your feet and all that. Like how did being overweight really impact you even more?
Well, that was the problem. The doctor told me this because I was like tired of all these drugs and side effects of drugs. They give you these drugs, but they forget to tell you the side effects, and there's a whole bunch of side effects that happen to you, and then you're sick and tired of those side effects. So I asked the doctor, how would I be able to, stop taking all these drugs? Because I used to exercise still. I was exercising and trying to get my sugar down. And he told me, honestly, you have to do the bypass and lose weight. He says you gotta drop, 60 pounds. Because I used to go up and down. I would go down to like 210, 220, and then go back up, you know. And so that's what I just decided enough's enough. I'm tired of all these drugs. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the thing with me. I became a diabetic in like 2018, and being on those medicine, those side effects was like no bueno. I mean, to keep it frank, it was a plethora of stuff that culminated, but um, the side effects of the medicine, it was like the metformin, it was like messing my stomach up. The the other
oh,
medicine, man, it started messing with your libido, and also having and also being a diabetic, you keeping your A1C is high. That mess with your blood flow, which in sense mess with your libido. So
mm,
I just got tired of that. Everything that Blaze pretty much said, the side effects, and you know, secondly, I want stuff to go back to what it was. I wanted to feel better. I wanted to feel light on my feet and everything. So like when my nurse practitioner suggested it to me, I'm like, really? I looked into it like literally like the next month, and it was a couple months later, I was on to the sleeve.
Can I
Okay.
ask a question for you guys? Because
Yes.
one of the key things that you guys have all mentioned was the medications that you were taking, during your highest weights or whatever. But um, did that fix that problem with you not? So now that you're doing your weight loss journey, are you not taking as many medicines
mm.
now?
I'm
No
not
medicine.
taking no medicines.
No medicine.
I don't take any.
Yay.
I still take other medicine because I have
For other
MS.
stuff,
But
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
For,
but
Yeah.
yeah. But
for diabetes, no.
yeah.
They make you take off. They make you stop the medicine
Yeah.
when you have the surgery. They tell you stop using all your medicines.
Right.
Yeah. Because they're anticipating you dropping the weight, which I
Right.
did. No
Which is
metformin, no
right.
cholesterol, no blood pressure medicine, and it's freaking awesome. The only thing I take now is vitamins, which is good for you. So
the weight loss, the weight was the reason for the medication. So pretty
And
much
especially with
for
me,
you
when
guys.
I gained up to that 460, that's when I became a diabetic. 'Cause I wasn't
Right.
always a diabetic my whole
Right.
life. I really
Yeah.
wasn't.
And Rodriguez, what about you? Because you definitely
He had a
mentioned that
lot.
your
Yeah.
medicine cabinet was
Mm-hmm.
growing. Like, are you still taking a lot of those medications?
I actually don't take any medicine now. I don't take any high blood pressure, no metformin,
Okay.
nothing for the cholesterol. I don't even have to use my sleep apnea machine anymore.
Oh,
That
wow.
is
Wow.
Awesome.
great.
Yeah, all I take is a multivitamin, and then I do like my calcium chews, and that's it.
Yeah, calcium chews.
That's great. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
That's a good plus then. I'm motivated to
Yes.
me. Like,
Yeah,
I,
exactly.
man, because
That's
I don't.
wonderful.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't like, being on schedules and stuff like that. Sir Chris, did you have any of those type of issues too where like were you on any medications that
My medications, my weight, and my clothing grew. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
when I got to the point where I was asking my daughter to help me put my socks on,
Oh wow.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
the edema in your legs and circulation problems, noticing vascular issues. And
Mm.
I already have respiratory, issues. So sleep apnea, all of that, it was just taking the toll, and then body dysmorphia set in, and the onset of anxiety and depression set in for so many other reasons, I'm sure, as well. So I started taking medication for that. And I looked in the mirror, and I'll be honest with you, for the listeners, please learn to just love yourself no matter what size you are, but work
Mm.
on your body, because your mind is telling you one thing and you're feeling another. I would look in the mirror and cry because I my reflection, I thought I looked like Fat Bastard from Austin Powers.
Yeah. Oh my.
And to have gotten that large, I just
Mm.
didn't understand how it could have, happened. So blowing up to a 50-52 waist, wearing 4X shirts, and sometimes 5, depending on how it was cut. I knew that I needed to have this laparoscopic sleeve gastrectomy. I was just like, no, we need to get this done. I need to do this to save my life. I need to do this to be here for my daughter. That
Right.
was just important to me. And, I went down to 272 and got down to a 38 waist. And life was great. I could walk fast again. I wasn't huffing
Mm-hmm.
and puffing. Some of the medications fell off. So, that's been wonderful. The
Yeah.
journey is still a struggle because I play with the scale every once in a while, and right now I'm playing with the scale.
That's
You
because you're
know,
still over there cooking that good food.
still cooking,
Uh-huh.
but I started
Mm-hmm.
eating chips and I started picking up soda again, and that is
Mm.
just you got to be careful doing that stuff and eating bread. So I've actually gained 50 pounds.
Mm.
I
Okay.
will be honest. I am in my threes, like 326, something like that. And I have already begun throwing all that stuff out, changing how I've been eating, going back to almost a complete keto lifestyle. I'm kind of like dirty keto, not a full
Mm-hmm.
keto.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get back in the gym because that's another thing that I stopped doing. I was in the gym 4 or 5 days a week, sometimes twice a day, and I haven't done that in over a year. So I need to, make sure that me and my boys, my dogs, that I
Mm-hmm.
take them outside for their walks, and I find a gym and get in and get back to doing what I was doing that made me happy and put a smile back on my face. So do what you do for you and love you.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Good,
And
good
buddy, you
words.
talked about like how you didn't know how to get out. Like you was newly blind, like you didn't know that many people, you couldn't just really go and stuff like that. Like, do you feel like your family was supportive? Did you have a good support system around you to help get you to those places at all?
Yeah, it wasn't that I couldn't go out. It's that one, first and foremost, I didn't want to go out. Like
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
me dealing with my sight, I was thinking I was being laughed at because I didn't really
Mm-hmm.
know nobody that was blind. Like
Right.
I may have saw like a handful of blind people in passing, but like to actually know somebody, I didn't know. So
Mm-hmm.
I was new. I didn't know about no lighthouse of the blind or none of that. I didn't want to go. Friends would be like, man, let's go, buddy, let's go do this, da da da. And I remember talking to my brother. He was like, man, Brandon said, man, you just don't want to do nothing, dog. I was like, man, I'm all right, man. I was dealing with relationship stuff. Like as soon as I was going blind, I had a chick I was with for like 3 years. She left me. It was just a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of stuff I was dealing with. So I was just feeling real down on myself as an overall person and stuff. And all I was doing, stay in the house, eat breakfast, eat lunch, snack, whatever, just lay in the bed all day and do whatever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's just what it was. And that was what it was for about honestly like 2 years.
I
Okay.
think that for all of us, I think we can all, I mean, depression is real. And I think that needs to, be stated because we soak into a spot sometimes. And I've been blind 20 years and depression still tries to creep in. So when we get to those points, I think that is, buddy, it's hard to go, through the transition from being a sighted person to a blind person. So what you experience is normal, and I'm sure a lot of us and a lot of our listeners have experienced that and
And,
probably gained weight from it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked about the support system because,
mm-hmm,
a lot of times we do try to go through these things on our own,
mm,
and don't reach out to those that are around us. Some it may not be your family. It may
yeah,
be, a blind or visually impaired support group. It may be,
Mm.
just
yeah,
anybody that you can trust to help carry you through is definitely very important to have
and,
a good support system around you.
and
a lot of it is isolation. We feel alone, like we're the only ones,
Yeah.
and getting around other blind people, that helped me a lot too. And once I
right.
seen that, I had to see it. Sighted people could not tell me everything was going to be okay, because they didn't know,
Yeah,
you
that's the
know.
thing. That's the thing that I liked about meeting the Peanuts. Like first,
Mm-hmm.
I went on Varel. I remember I went on Varel and I met Buddy and I met a whole bunch of guys that like sports and like the
Mm-hmm.
stuff that I'm into. And then when we were on Dabble, and then we decided we created the Peanuts. That's how we met. And I'm saying to myself, wow, these guys are doing things that
Mhm.
I never thought I would be able to do. Like
Mm.
I see
Right.
Buddy cooking, Ricardo doing
Mhm.
things with
Mhm.
technology, and they uplifted me.
Right.
Right.
They uplifted me
Yeah.
from depression and stuff like that because I realized if they could do it, then I
You can
could
do
do
it
it
Yes.
too.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Relatability. Totally
Yeah.
agree
yeah,
with that.
so
Definitely
Relatability.
do.
yeah, so I love them for that. That's one thing I always say. I love them for that
Yeah.
because they got me from being depressed and saying my life's over because
Mhm.
I got like an A1 personality and I was gonna conquer the world, and then suddenly I got slapped in my face.
Right. Yeah.
Like Mike Tyson says, everyone has a plan until they get punched
Mhm.
in the face, and blindness punched
Mhm.
me in my face, and I was like,
Mhm.
whoa, boom. And then I met the Peanuts, and you know,
Right. Yeah.
And
uh,
also right quick, Christina, I think Sir Chris, I wanted to say something too in Melbourne, but right quick, like I never believed in depression, but like even when I was in there, I realized now that it was depression. I
Right.
never
mm,
believed in depression, but
Mhm.
just seeing why in the state I was and to reflect back, I have to be honest. And also I probably had people to talk to, but I came from an era, I'm from the South, I'm a black dude, I'm probably, pretty much from the hood
Mm-hmm.
basically. We didn't
Yeah.
talk
Mm.
about our feelings.
Right.
Yes,
Right,
sir.
right,
yeah.
Mhm.
right.
Well,
Can
I'm
relate to
from
that.
Yeah.
I come from the Caribbean background, and they don't believe in feelings. They
Yeah.
don't. They're like they don't believe in feelings. You
Mhm.
work and you do. There's
Yeah.
no I can't and know that
Mhm.
you're feeling. Men are not supposed to cry. Men are not supposed to
Right.
Mm.
be conquered. They're supposed to just
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah, this is Rodriguez. It's just so interesting where they talk about feelings because, like, I actually went blind at a young age, and I was
Mhm.
very fit, and because I was so young and it wasn't acknowledged,
Mhm.
and I felt like I was just pushed to the side, it put me into a depression where, like, I went from 220 pounds to like almost 300 pounds in just a couple of years because, like, I was like Buddy, I didn't want to go anywhere because
Mhm.
I felt like I was a burden. So
Yeah.
that being alone sometimes, food becomes your friend, and then
Hmm.
you don't realize that food has become your problem
Mm.
Mhm.
because every time you're alone and you're by yourself, it's I'm gonna eat some chips, and my
Mhm.
comfort food, believe it or not, I could literally sit down and eat a whole box of saltine crackers. And now,
Mhm.
if you offer me a cracker, it's like no, that was because I know that was my comfort food, so
Right.
I won't even eat them now.
Mm.
Wow.
That's a weird choice for comfort food. Saltine crackers, though. That wouldn't. That's
I
a.
hear him. I mean, I like club crackers, but for
Yeah,
sure, for
saltine.
sure.
Yeah.
That's a. I mean, and
Hmm.
it's almost somewhat healthier. At least it wasn't a bunch of sugar,
But
Still a
carbs
lot
is
of
sugar.
salt.
but it's a
Yeah,
lot of
Carbs is
carbs.
sugar.
but
Yeah.
it's carbs. But carbs
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has a
turn
lot
to
of carbs
sugar.
in it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything carbs is basically
And it's
sugar.
crazy. And it's crazy because I was thinking the same thing that you was thinking. Like, it's saltine crackers. Like, how bad can they be?
Right. Yeah.
But when you eating like
It's
three, four
carbs.
boxes a week, and then when you really look at all the carbs and the
Yeah.
salt, yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'm so glad that you all were able to find some strength within yourselves and recognize that you had a problem and actively try to do something about it. So, and I'm sure a lot of you tried like other things before you
Hmm.
finally was successful. So, like, what particular method, did you finally find that was successful for you? Because I've heard you, a couple of you mention it, but I want you to outline that for our listeners.
This is Melva. I did a lot. I
Mm.
did so many diets from, the HCG, Slim Fast, Weight Watchers. I think I struggled with my weight before losing my vision anyway. So I'm not gonna say I think, I know for sure I did. I think like everyone was saying, when I did lose my vision, it was more emotional eating. So I gained more weight. Um, I just started to like look at different videos. I did the keto, I did all those things, but they didn't really work for me. So I am now 2 years of no meat. I did kind of incorporate fish back into my diet, but I don't eat any meat. I really limit my carbs or what I'm eating like that. My big issue right now is sweets. Yeah, Sprout gummy bears got me
Mm-hmm.
under attack right now. But you find things like you were saying about the saltine crackers. You find things that you know that really hindered you. Get rid of those things, and it could be just taking it one day at a time. Like I think the bigger issue for what I had was I was trying to do everything at one time. I was trying to eat right, exercise, all of it at one time. And I think I had to figure out how do I focus on one thing and then add more to it. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I started doing. I knew I can work out. Like working out was not a big issue. Yeah, it hurt my joints, but I can go in the gym and do like 20 or 30 minutes and I feel good, right? But it wasn't I did start noticing my weight loss change, it started changing when I started eating better and eating clean. And so when I started, feeling my body, like touching certain parts, and I encourage people to do that, like, because I can see myself in the mirror, but sometimes you turn to the side, you want to see that physique, you want that. Well, okay, for women, we want an hourglass body, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of have to go and look at it. And so you feeling, and I'm touching, I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, it's coming through. Push through, Melva. Let's go. And so that's what motivated me. That's what kept me going. So me eating clean, I also realized that what I put in my body is this is my temple. So what I'm putting in there, I had to be mindful of what I'm doing. So I work out. I still work out like at least 3 days out of a week. I don't beat myself up. I used to really get so frustrated. I used to cry. When I got to that 303, I literally went in the bathroom and I just started crying, like bawling. I couldn't stop. But I had to say to myself, you need to get yourself up. You can do this because I had lost weight before. I gained it back and plus more. So I was like, okay, I motivated myself by thinking about, some of the things that I was doing prior to and what I did the first time when I lost weight and watched a lot of YouTube videos and I kept going.
Mm. Before I lost my sight, I went vegan and I lost a lot of weight. I went down. I was like 205, and I was vegan. Well, I stopped eating pork like maybe 30 years ago, but I stopped eating meat, and then the doctor told me that I need some protein, so I started back eating chicken and fish and seafood, and I was doing good, and then I went blind, and like Buddy said, all that stuff happened when you go, start going blind, and then I stopped. I went back to eating, but I still don't eat red meat right
Mhm.
now.
Okay.
But
But you did do the sleeve, or what's
yeah,
the
I did
surgery
it
you did?
six months ago. So
Okay. All right.
I'm a baby.
Okay, you're new to it. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
And Sir
yeah.
Chris, what procedure did you do to
I
get your weight off?
I had the sleeve
Okay.
after many failed diets, or even just me failing the diets. I decided to do the sleeve, and I feel that that was the best decision that I've made. I did not join the bariatric support groups. I'm not sure that was the best decision or not, because there was a lot of transition in my life. So in the midst of all of that, divorce, still trying to figure out how to spend time with your daughter, a job that had some toxicity going on, trying to finish college. I mean, just a lot of stuff happening all at once, just converging, boom, like a bomb dropping, and trying to stay focused. Like I think Melba was saying, just how do you find the balance? And having that surgery done, losing a little bit of weight because they make you lose weight first. They do tell you to
Hmm.
do that. So I lost, good 55 pounds first, and then I had the surgery, and that weight started falling, and it's been 5 years. And even though I've gained, 50 pounds, I'm still wearing like a 1X on the bottom and between a 1 and 2X on the top. And I feel good about my body. I just got to get back to trimming it back down, get that physique together.
Rodriguez, what about yourself? Like what was the avenue that you chose for your weight loss?
Well, I pretty much tried a bunch of diets before I got to the actual doing the sleeve. I did medications, Weight Watchers, and I would lose weight and then I would gain it back. I would lose weight and I would gain it back. And it just got to the point where, like I said, I couldn't breathe. So I was like, I got to do something. because I couldn't exercise. I really couldn't do anything. So I looked into doing the sleeve, and like Sir Chris was saying, that just getting your mind frame into living different before you actually do the surgery was what let me know that I would actually be able to be successful, because I was able to turn down food when I really didn't have to turn down food. I was able to stop eating at a certain time and not, snack here and there. So once I actually got to the surgery and realized that I had already lost 44 pounds, because I was at like 445 when I started. And the day of my surgery, I was already down to 401. That was the motivation that I needed to know that I could mentally and physically handle losing weight after having the surgery.
And Buddy, you also had the sleeve, correct?
Yeah, I had the sleeve. I tried different stuff. My problem was it took a lot to get me full. Like one plate of food that just wasn't enough. I go get a 20-piece. It's like the party weighing 20-piece double rice plate or something. I'm eating all of that and maybe a dessert too. So I wanted the sleeve because I always worked out, but I just worked out just to burn off what I was just basically eating basically. But once I got the sleeve, I felt like if I could eat less, then the way I work out, I could drop this weight quicker, and pretty much that was the result. That was my motivation to really cut down my appetite so I could really cut down this weight.
Okay, okay. And a lot of you may not know that our own host, Miss Saida Victoria, also has gone on her journey to a healthier lifestyle. Sai, do you want to share a little bit with the panel and with our listeners about maybe like where you were and what changes you've undergone or what made you want to change?
Um, I think for me, my turning point is the fact that I'm turning 50 this year.
Okay.
And for me, it was more about a healthier life, healthier living, because I knew that, the way that I ate, I mean, there was times, you guys, I would eat like, I don't know, turtles was
Hmm.
my, and I would eat like 3 packs in one night, just eating like a lot of sweets. I drank about 3 to 4 Red Bulls per day. And then I thought, of course, like oh, I only eat one time a day. I'm good. I know I'm doing right. And so just realizing that, you know, um, as we get older, our body changes and it cannot take the same things that it took 20 years ago, 25 years ago. So, I actually, my highest weight, I was at 197. And then I was like, it really wasn't the weight loss for me though. It just was really the healthier eating. And from changing what I ate, I don't eat sugars anymore. I cut out the rock stars. I eat 3 times a day. I take protein shakes. I do all of that. And I work out 3, sometimes 4 times a week. And that, I turned that from being a chore or something, I turned it into a fun thing. Like I love to work out now. But I lost, a little over 30 pounds, in a matter of, and I started, I think in May. Um, so I lost that weight, and like how Melba said, when I first started, I lost like 12 pounds in a couple, and I was like, whoa, wait, that maybe I can do this, and that was like a motivator for me because I was like, all I had to do was eat a little better, and it's not that I have to eat, rabbit food all the time. I still eat, normal foods, but for me, it's portions because good food is good food, y'all. I was full obviously, but because it was so good, I would keep going. I wanted more. I just want more. It's good. I want more, even though I was full and content. And then I just ate a lot of like cheese was a killer. I don't eat cheese anymore. And I was like, I don't care what it was, add cheese to it, add cheese to it. And there was just so many ways that I seen that I could not eat as bad but still eat good and be healthy with it. So just in doing that, I feel, I feel better. My energy is better. I used to be tired a lot. And just my, my lifestyle, my eating lifestyle, that's changed and it has impacted my life. I see it. I see the difference. I see even fatigue. I have the disease that I have is called neuromyelitis optica, and one of the main like symptoms or um, things that happens is fatigueness. And so I used to be so to the point where I wasn't sleepy, but my body was just tired all the time. I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to do anything. And so once I changed my eating and changed, how in my exercise, it's like I don't now when I'm tired because I'm physically tired. It's not because of the fatigue. It's not because of my disease. So that was a little bit of my, journey. And I just, because of that, I feel like, hey, I'm 50 and, maybe not that I would want to live 50 more years, but at least I got a few more good years out of me. I feel like that's just going to help me to stay younger, feeling longer, if that makes sense.
All of you have undergone whatever methods you did to be successful in your weight loss journeys. Are you all willing now to share the amount of weight that you have lost overall through this journey?
This is Melva.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 70 pounds. I wanted to add to this too. I think it's all about mindset. It's a journey. Like everybody has went, up and down in certain ways. And I'll be really honest with you. I actually tried to get a weight loss surgery, but I wasn't a good candidate. They told me, well, you just lose the weight. And I was like, oh. So I kind of wanted to just like gain more weight to get like 25 more pounds on me to have the weight loss surgery. It sounds so crazy to say out loud, but it's so true because I thought it was like a way to hurry up and just lose the weight. It's more so that vain situation where you just wanted to get rid of it so fast, super fast. And listen, guys, for everybody that's listening, we didn't put it on overnight. We're not going to take it off overnight. It's not going to come off that fast. And I think we have to kind of put that into perspective. It's a journey. You have to think of it like what foods you're putting in your body. And don't think of it as cheat days. Sometimes we be like, well, I can have a cheat day. Cheat days become cheat weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Tell
That's
me
why I
about
say
it.
you got to change that mindset.
Even having the surgery, it does not end there, and you guys have to put in a lot of work, I'm sure, still.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
it does not
It
end.
does not
right.
end.
Yes.
And I've kind of been saying it this whole time because I technically I'm nearly 80 pounds down when I was 126 pounds down. And I was on my way to losing another 50 because that was my goal. So now I have 100 I have to get rid of. And I'm okay with that. It's a nice round number. It's not hard to attain. I've been watching Buddy for the year and a half that he's been, doing his thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, so we can exchange recipes and talk about it and get to the gym together and exchange, the Apple Watch and see what we're doing to work out. But Melba says something that's important for any of you thinking about having surgery. This is not a magic pill. Do not think that this changes the game. It helps a lot. It can get rid of medication. It can get rid of diabetes and other diseases. But the mental capacity, you got to be willing to do the work. The physicality, you've got to be willing to do the work. The resisting the snacks. Because I'd rather snack. I actually would rather snack than eat.
Yeah.
I don't like cooking for me, and I cook well. I like cooking for other people.
Yeah.
You got to put in the work.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's ways you can find some stuff, sugar-free Jello, sugar-free pudding. So Chris got me on a sugar-free lifesavers. That's not the lifesaver, Jolly Rancher.
The Jolly
Sugar-free Jolly
Ranchers.
Rancher and the sugar-free Werthers. Man, there's some things you can do. It's probably less stuff to find some saltier, healthy stuff. Because like I'm a chip person, and me and Rodriguez had to talk before, man. Like Sir Chris said, It's not a magic elixir, man. And then like when you have the surgery for me, well, me and Rodriguez talked about it. I guess Blaze and Sir Chris and Melvin didn't answer it after I actually said. But Rodriguez, remember, it was like, bro, we could literally like eat a sandwich, bro. It's like you gain like 2 pounds if it's like the wrong type of sandwich. It's like sometimes the smallest thing you eat, the weight comes back on fast. So you really got to
Hmm.
be due diligent to, like for myself, like I try to cut down carbs, do a lot of meat and vegetables. I air fry a lot of stuff now. Really do chicken wings. I do beans, but I do very light. Not beans. I do chili, but I do very light beans in the chili. I do it. So, I'm like me. I'm still going up and down because I don't when I go out and we go to these parties and go to events. I want to have these desserts. I want to give me some of these sodas and stuff, and I go up. Then when I come back home, I'm like, all right, I go back down. So I've been tinkering around, a certain weight and stuff, but I need to get back focused and everything. After my birthday, I figure I'm gonna just like buckle down really hard, really hard.
Well, for me, since I'm a newbie, I'm only 6 months into this. I can't. I think of it as a tool. You got to use it as a tool. This is a tool that helps you, and you have to use the tool properly. And I weigh my food. So I eat 4 ounces. I used to, when I started, I was doing 3 ounces. Now I'm up to like 4 ounces of food. And if I eat more than 4 ounces, I feel it. It hurts my chest. Like I had, I eat 3 chicken wings, and when I would eat four, and oh my God, I felt so bad. And I felt my chest was hurting. So I decided, just to stick to the 3 ounces or 4 ounces of food. I stay away from carbs. I don't like, if I have a chicken burger, I'll just eat the burger. I won't eat the bread, stuff like that. I don't eat rice, cauliflower rice. So I stick to like keto diet, and it's working. It's working. So you just got to remember to use it as a tool.
I feel you on that
Yeah,
because
and this is right.
the funniest thing, I have a shunt due to my optic nerve, so they put a shunt in on the right side, and
I
so
have one too.
if I eat something too heavy, I can start, like you said, you feel it in your chest. I can feel it, like, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that was too much. So now I start realizing that's a good point that you make. Just pay attention to your body.
I was gonna say that's the biggest thing is paying attention to your body. Like, I mean, like I said, I started out at like 445. I got down to 401, and right now I'm at like 290. And it's a lot of times I'll sit down now and I'll eat and I'll be like, I really don't want to throw this away, but one more bite and I'll be overcapacitated to the point where I'm gonna throw up. And that's the biggest thing. Like, once you have that surgery, if you're not disciplined, you can make yourself sicker by not following what your body is telling you. And if you just sit there and that one little piece of sandwich is just gonna make you throw up, and then eventually that acid is gonna eat your esophagus up. So like, you really have to be dedicated and be in tune with yourself and remember, like Blaze said, you have to treat everything as a tool. So like, when you see that you starting to snack a little bit, you got to go back and say, okay, well, what was I doing before with this idle time now that I'm sitting here snacking? So like, you really have to stay disciplined, and it's easy, but it's not easy, because if your mind is not with the process, you could go backwards real fast, and before you realize that, you can be gain all that weight back and some.
Yep.
And for all the people that have diabetes, get a monitor. Especially if you're blind, because it's really hard to take your blood sugar when you're blind. So I have this thing called Libra 3, or you could get a Dexcom, and it sticks on your arm. So it looks like a little penny or a quarter, and put it in the back of your arm, and it reads your blood sugar 24/7. And that I look at that. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, I look at that. First thing I do before I go to bed, I look at that, and I monitor my blood sugar, so it'll beep on my iPhone. It'll beep. So if it goes below 70, it'll beep. And if I'm kind of psycho. I do it at 180. Some people, my doctor told me to do it at 220, 250, but I put it down to 180. So if my sugar goes up higher than 180, then I know that I ate. Got to go drink some water or some liquids and bring it down. and stuff like that. So I'm really in tuned with my body. And I went down from 269. I started 269. I'm 190 now. I'm a lean, mean sex machine.
Seriously.
You
Th-
guys are
this
Never.
so inspiring.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was gonna say this too. Like a lot of times we don't realize we are not really hungry when we eat, or we're
It's
just
comfort.
thirsty.
Yeah.
It's comfort,
Yeah.
but we're thirsty. Our body needs to be hydrated, and you
Mhm.
hydrate your body with, drinking alkaline, the fruits and the vegetables, things like that. So we put more of those things in our body, and we can eat those all day long. Like it's not gonna do a horrible thing to your body, but it does help hydrate it. But I also was gonna ask this question too, because I heard somebody say about portion control. Do you think, because I know when we were younger as kids, our parents
Yep.
would say, eat all your food.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. The kids in Africa. They used to
Yeah.
bring up the kids in
Yeah,
Africa.
they're starving in Africa. Yeah.
And so you got to eat all your food. Now I got to the point that I don't make my daughter eat all her food. I'm like, no, she don't want it. You could throw it away. Because here's
Yeah.
the thing. We were so conditioned to eat everything that was on your plate, everything that was given to you. And so sometimes we had to realize, like, I'm not even hungry. I'm just eating it because I don't want to waste my money.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
my children's doctor told me that when they were little, I was worried about them not eating enough of their food. And the doctor said, don't worry that the kids are going to eat exactly what their body needs. I mean,
Hmm.
it may not be enough to you, but
Right.
they are getting,
Mhm.
sufficient nutrients in their body.
Hmm.
I don't know if anyone else had this, but dealing with my family, because when I said I didn't tell my parents that I was going to have this operation until like a couple of weeks before, like a
Mhm.
month before, and they didn't want me to have the operation. My
Mm.
my older sister, my mom, and my mom's like, "Oh, why are you worried about you? Just exercise and stuff with this." But
Mhm.
they weren't. Now they freak out when they saw a picture of me. They're like, "Oh my God, you look like when you were younger, when you used to play
Mhm.
football and soccer." But
Mm.
I had that problem with my family not
Yeah. Not
not
supporting
being
it.
supported. Like my
Mhm.
wife and my kids were supported, and my two younger sisters were supported. My older sister and my mom and my dad were not supported. They were
Yeah.
they were against it, really against it. But
That's got to be
And it's
challenging in
interesting.
itself.
Oh,
mhm.
Rodriguez had something to say.
Now, I was saying it's interesting that he says that because, like I'm sure everybody in this room, when you said something about doing the surgery, you heard all these horror stories about,
Yeah.
oh, my
Yep.
friend did it and she died, my
Uh,
sister did it,
Yeah.
and it's like,
yep.
Yeah.
and I tell people now, if you know somebody that did the weight loss surgery and they died from it, two things happen. Either one, they didn't do what they should have been doing and they were eating the way they
Mhm.
weren't supposed to be eating, or lo and behold, it was just their time to go.
Right. Right. No, that is
But
so
it
true.
doesn't have anything to do with the surgery. Like, I mean, if
Right.
you do what your doctor tells you and you follow your body, I
Hmm.
mean, you got success stories right here in the room. Like, it's
Right.
not,
Yeah.
and I'm going on 3 years out, and I've never had any medical issues due to the surgery.
Right. And
Either.
you know what, you guys, I do, and this needs to be said and emphasized because I do know quite a few people who have had the surgery and have are ended up bigger than what were when they started the surgery, when they got the surgery. So it really needs to be emphasized that if you are not going to change your lifestyle, then
Hmm.
don't bother having the surgery because you have got to change how you eat. And it's not just saying, oh, I'm not going to eat this. It is a lifestyle change. It's more than just surgery. You have to change your life. And if people are not prepared to do that, it's not going to be a success. And
Yeah, because I mean that's really what this segment is
yeah,
over, is changing your life
right.
to be healthier. We're
Yeah,
not promoting surgery here.
right.
We're just talking to you based off of, what they did
Yeah,
to help them. But and it may be what can help you.
yeah.
However,
Hmm.
you have to realize at the end of the day, there has to be some work put in,
Right,
both physically and mentally, on from you in
right.
order to make this happen. You want to be
Definitely.
healthier, then hey, it's in your
Yes.
control.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know what, you guys, I just want to thank you guys so much for coming to share your stories and being vulnerable because this is a personal thing, right? It's just
Yes,
not
indeed.
just something, so I
For
want to
sure.
just thank you guys so much for
And it's
sharing
so
that.
much more that can be said on this, but yeah, we definitely wanted to make sure we hit this highlighted part, and
Mm.
Yeah.
hopefully that our listeners can, at least start the conversation on, what they need to do
Wonderful
for
gems on the table,
themselves.
y'all. It's
Yeah.
Yes,
out here, baby.
yes.
It's out
And
here.
I
Yes.
We
and I
really
like
appreciate
to
y'all.
and I like to say this. I'm probably like 305, and I'm still trying to lose, man. So I'm still grinding to that. So my journey is not over. I need to reconfigure some things and get back to what the basics what I was doing. But I'll just let you know, we all got a journey. I'm going to show each one of our journeys not over.
Yeah.
Right.
Not at
Yes,
Thank
all.
indeed.
you.
Yes, indeed. That's what it's about.
Yes. Anybody
Showing
else
that
have any
support.
final words that they want to give out to our listeners before we say goodbye?
And the last gems.
Discipline is key.
For sure.
Yes,
For
absolutely.
sure.
Love yourself, whether you're big, whether you're small.
Yes.
You want to be
Mm.
big, you want to be small. You
Yes,
got to
indeed.
love you because if you lose a bunch of weight and you weren't happy with who you were before, you're
Uh,
still not going to be happy with who you are.
Mm-hmm.
good
So
That's the
true.
Hmm.
mental part. Yes,
So
sir.
true.
good point.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to say, if you do go down the sleeve route, just be careful. You can lose weight fast, but you can gain. Like say, people that gain a lot of weight because it's so easy to gain weight. Like
Back.
it is
Yes.
Right.
so easy. Like you eat
So easy.
something,
Mm.
Yeah.
you eat a 6 cents from Subway, then you be like, man, 3 pounds heavier.
Listen
What?
and do it right, y'all. Listen to your
Yes.
doctors, listen to your body, and do it the right way, baby. For sure.
That's
Yes.
right.
Thank
Thank you
y'all,
all. Thank
BTT.
Appreciate y'all,
Appreciate
man.
y'all, man.
For sure, for
Thank
Yes.
sure.
you
All right.
Thank
all.
you.
Blind table
Thank
talk.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you.
Yes, indeed.
Blind table talk, yeah.
All right, listeners. Well, it is time for our BVI community seat, and we have a great organization coming to the table. We have the Miss Dawn Wells, the energetic, the awesome, fantabulous, and she is with Angel Eyes Fitness and Nutrition Organization. Welcome, Miss Dawn.
Yes, indeed. Welcome, Miss Dunn, to the table. We're so happy to have you. Welcome.
Hey, you guys. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here today.
Hey, and listen to the energy, y'all. Y'all hear it. So
Yes,
you could tell
she is
she is
awesome.
her health, fitness, and doing it big. Miss Dunn. So thank you for once again just coming to sit down with us today. And so just we wanted to know, just for our listeners here, give us a little bit of a background about the organization.
Absolutely. So, Angel Eyes is an official nonprofit. We were founded in 2016 and received our nonprofit designation in 2017. And initially, we only provided one class on site once a month, right? But since that time, 8 years, we fast forwarded. We now provide over 4 classes a week. We have 3 on-site classes a month, local to Georgia, but our classes are free for everyone. They're complimentary, and you're able to do them via Zoom as well. So we provide tailored group fitness and nutritional counseling for the blind and low vision community. Our programs and our platform is really unique in the sense that we provide 15 different programs, anywhere from stretch and flex to a kickboxing, dance fitness, there's 50 Tai Chi. There's 15 different programs that we provide under the Angel Eyes brand. Again, all of the classes are free to the community. And on top of that, the classes that are local to our areas, we provide free Uber transportation to and from the classes as
Oh,
well. And
wow.
we have 4 locations. But the cool thing is, the really cool thing about the footprint for Angel Eyes is that is just the model locally, but we are actually set up such that in our growth plan, we would like to have local sites nationally, and then eventually internationally, because we have people that have joined Angel Eyes from, I think, 20 different countries so far. via Zoom. So we're very blessed. The organization has come such a long way. And the way that we do it, that's the most unique part about what we do, is that there may be one instructor teaching all of these places at one time. And so you probably wonder, how are you doing that? So yes, it's via Zoom, but the sites, we have 4 different sites also going at the same time. And we do that with volunteers. So we will have a site host at each of the local facilities. And the site host will set up the technology, the laptop, the speaker, the projector, and then we have volunteers that come in and actually serve. They help the participants with getting in and off of out of Uber transportation, and then they also act as guides in the class to assist. So while there may be one instructor teaching at a location, all of the locations are running simultaneously, as well as the folks piping in from home in the different states and countries. So that's a little bit about Angel Eyes.
Wow.
Wow,
That is awesome.
that's amazing. You know what? I sign me up because that
Right?
that was amazing. Listeners, it ain't no reason. Ain't no
No,
reason.
and
Y'all
key
hear
words
this?
here, y'all. Free, free, free. We love
Huh?
free, don't we? All love
Exactly.
free.
No excuses whatsoever. None.
None at all.
Absolutely.
Even with transportation. And we utilize Uber Health, so we don't trust people. We use
Yeah,
Hmm.
Uber
right.
Health. And so we have a grant from Uber. And what that means is we actually have an admin the day that we do our on-site classes. We have an admin that's checking for who's picking up the participants, even though they receive text messages, and they also can put in a loved one or someone to watch the rides as well. But we monitor them getting picked up, we monitor them getting dropped off, and then the same thing going back, so that we know our folks are able to, they're getting to and from where they need to be safely. And it's Uber Health, so it's we're using the premium cars, not just regular Uber drivers. So we've been very blessed. Our board, we've got a phenomenal board of directors.
Round of applause for real.
No excuses, none whatsoever. And if you can't get to a site, you could do it from home.
Yes.
Yes, and that's what
Yes.
so Don, that's my question. So, I'm just recently got into the fitness aspect, but I am totally blind. So if I want to do it on Zoom, how does that work with Zoom in doing the fitness and the workouts and stuff?
It's tailored so that whenever we're giving instruction, and there are 4 different instructors. I'm not the only one.
Mm-hmm.
I've trained additional instructors, but what we do is we ensure that our instruction is clear. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of talking going on. It's all
Right, right.
fun music, popular music, everything like that, like you would in any other group fitness class. But the instruction is going to be very detailed so that you're following. And now I also ask, it's not required, but I do also ask folks that don't call in, that actually like use their Zoom, if they'll cut on their cameras, because I'm watching. All of the instructors do. So we are instructing and watching and ensuring that then there's folks here, like I said, they're also on site with the volunteers. So we are making sure that the instruction is A, clear, B, we're watching if you have your camera on, and then we also give time for questions during the session.
Wow. So if I'm sitting there with the leg up the wrong way, doing something crazy, then
I
you'll
will
be
tell
able to
you,
say,
put your
yeah.
leg down. So then, or if you're sitting there eating bonbons, I'm gonna say, get
Right.
off the doggone couch.
Ms. Dunn is
Yes.
on it. I love it.
Yes.
I
I
love
am
it.
Yes.
sighted and I am watching.
Right.
That yes,
Yes.
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 That's what is needed for sure.
As are all of our instructors. They are all sighted, so we watch, and so yes, we will be able to help guide you along. And then again, there's questions. So because this is your workout experience, right? We want to make sure that you're not just what I call throwing around body parts, that you're actually having fun, which I can guarantee you, if you don't want to have fun, don't come to our classes. You're going to have a good time and you will get a great workout. But we want to make sure that you're safe, but that you're also that they're beneficial, right? We are in the business of wanting to help and serve and empower and allow you all to be able to do these. And one more piece I didn't add is all of our classes are recorded and you're able to get them on demand.
Oh wow. You know what, Jojo, you said sign me up, but I'm serious. Sign me. I want to sign up.
Well, come
I'm
on.
loving it. I really am. I think that this is an awesome thing. And whether you're in California, New York, wherever,
Ever.
you can still, yes,
Yes, no
yes.
matter where you are. I have taught class from the U.S. Virgin Islands. I've taught
Oh,
classes
wow.
from all over the place. So, because I'm remote, I can go anywhere I want. If
Yes,
somebody's on
right.
site covering the locations, I can travel and still be able to teach the class as well as our other instructors.
Yeah.
So, yes, we are, there's no reason. It is accessible, very, very accessible, and you all would definitely be able to follow. We utilize a filtering tool so you can hear the music. It's like, you know how Zoom tends to be very grainy? We use a filtering device so that the music sounds like it's coming directly from your computer or your, whatever audio device that you're using, and then the mic as well, so you can hear me clearly and you can hear the music clearly.
Listeners, are you listening? I hope
Hmm.
you guys are listening. This is
Listen
what
hard.
our community needs. If it's for blind and visually impaired, tailored for
Yes,
us,
tailored.
right?
Yes,
And
And it's
it
on
is.
Zoom, virtual. It's right here
yes.
for us.
You
Right here
have
for us,
no
y'all.
excuses, none
And
whatsoever.
Y'all see the
Don,
energy.
yes, you made a key point, Don, about fun. And sometimes, we hate to work out. It's not, but when it's fun, it gives you the motivation to want to work out because I'm having fun while I'm doing it. So,
Right on. Right
And
on.
I'm interacting. I not
yeah.
just me, but the instructors as well. We are checking for you. Those that are not on site with us, we're still checking for you. We're making sure that you're following the instruction and asking, and like I said, calling out to you so that you can feel engaged. And even in our recordings, we don't edit them. So it still feels like if you do a recording, it'll still feel like you are actually live in a class with us. And so
Mm.
it's so much fun. I truly love Angel Eyes and teaching the classes.
Well, we can
Wow.
hear it. I
Yeah,
hear
we hear the energy. And
it.
and see, and that's what I was going to ask. Hearing the energy, hearing you, explain about the organization. Our listeners need to know, like, what drives you to go so hard with this? Like, what is the inspiration behind all this for you to do the things that you're doing?
Because there's a need. When I
Mm.
initially started to teach class within the community, I'll tell you, it was actually an accident, but it wasn't, right? Everything has divine order. But initially, when I started 8 years ago, it was fun, but then I saw that there was a need. There were so many individuals that had multiple health conditions that needed mobility, that lacked mobility or lacked flexibility. And so I was just, it got put it on my heart to say that I wanted to continue to do it. And initially, like I said, it was just once a month. But since that time, we've grown so, and the reception has been so well that I don't care if there's one person in my class, you guys, Jojo and Sadia, I'm going to teach. We're going to teach. I don't care if it's one person on the phone. There's going to be a class as if there was hundreds out there, you know. So it's just when you have a gift and there is a need, you'd be doing a disservice. It would be wrong for you not to feel it, right? It would be wrong. So that's why I do it because I love it.
I I love it. I hear it. I feel it. I know our listeners are going to feel it. And if you guys are sitting there thinking about it, there is nothing to it but to do it because there's no excuses, right?
Absolutely. Can I add one more piece to this?
Absolutely.
Oh, the nutritional counseling. I am by trade, and I have a for-profit business as well. And my background is medical fitness. I'm one of 6 medical fitness practitioners in this country. What does that mean? I'm medically trained to treat persons that have chronic conditions with fitness and nutrition. So we use fitness and nutrition as medicine. And I'm an actual healthcare provider. So just like an occupational therapist or a physical therapist, I fall along the lines of those practitioners. But then I'm also a nutritionist and I'm a blood-based nutritionist. So I also do education within the community on eating according to your blood type and what that looks like and what that whole science is about, educating us. So that's another service that we provide that I'll do group consults or group guest speaking to talk about the nutritional aspect because honestly, Sadia and Jojo, that is the most important piece. Yes, we have to be active, but if you don't understand the food part, the nutrition is really what we should be looking at, then it's for naught. So that is another piece that we offer under the Angel Eyes brand as well. So I wanted to make mention of that.
It's
Um,
important. That's a good
yes,
point. Yes.
it
That's
is.
yes.
It is a very important point. But for classes, we offer classes on Monday nights, and this is all Eastern Standard Time. Monday nights at 6:30, every first and third Tuesdays at 12 noon, which is our Tai Chi. Then we offer classes every Thursday and every Saturday at 12 noon also. So Monday nights, every Monday night is what we call Button Gut Boost at 6:30. First and third Tuesdays are Tai Chi, and then the rest of the programs rotate between the Thursdays and the Saturdays, all 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. On site, which we have 4 locations for now, we do have in the plans to have a facility in New Orleans because there's a need there, and the other one is in Houston, I believe it is.
Whoa, yay.
And
Coming to
oh, and
Houston.
also Houston, and the one more is the U.S. Virgin Islands, but it would be in St. Croix. Um, there's a whole group there as well. So that's what our footprint is looking like for growth anyway. But those classes that are on site are for those that are local to Georgia in 4 locations, and those that are in Georgia will know Marietta, Covington, East Point, and Decatur. First, second, and third Saturdays of the month, just so the listeners that are local to us are able to partake. However, even on those on-site days, they're still going to be online via Zoom 4 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week, free, and then on demand 24 hours a day.
Yes.
You go.
Free.
You go.
I'm
Yes.
supposed to
I
say
salute you.
complimentary,
Mm, mm,
gratis.
mm. Ain't no
Yes.
reason. Ain't no
Right.
reason. I gotta say it
No.
again. Ain't no reason.
And one last point I'll share is we also offer grants for fitness equipment. So for those folks that are home and maybe won't have like a stable chair because some of the workouts are like a boot camp kind of workout, and so, or stretching, and we might use a chair for that. We have fitness equipment that has a value of 100, I think it's up to $130 per kit. And there's 2 different kits that we offer for those that are in need so that they can also get fitness equipment at home. And if they are not able to, if they don't have certain things. So, yes, we make sure we cover it all.
You sure do. I am so, oh my goodness. So, all right. So, for those of our listeners who are out there and saying, like me, and saying, we want to sign up, where do they go? How do we sign up? What is the steps that we need to take?
You would go to the Angel Eyes, and it is plural, Angel Eyes Fitness and Nutrition .org. Angel Eyes Fitness and Nutrition.org website. You can peruse the site. There's a lot of information out there, but you could click on class schedule and whatever the class schedule is for that month. So it's always going to be those same days that I mentioned, but like I said, 2 of the days they rotate out. You'll be able to see what the class schedule is for the month and register right there. But the link, it's the same link. So you can just jump in and we'll we'll take attendance once you get in there and introduce you and all of that once you come inside.
So that's it. That's how
That's
easy
it.
it is.
That's how easy it
Just
is. There's not even a
yes.
registration form because initially when we started this, we didn't want any apprehension. And some people are calling in, right? And so
Right.
I understand that. And I didn't want people to stop. I didn't want those that are not as technically savvy to
Right.
not be able have access to the classes. So that's it. You click the link and join Zoom. That's it. No password,
I
anything.
Simple as that.
I love
It
it.
couldn't be any simpler, any more simple.
Yes, I love
Right
it.
on.
Click
I
the
love it
link,
as well.
join. That's it. And it'll
Yes.
save it to your Zoom, so you don't even have to go back if you don't want to the site the
Just
next
click
class.
in the link. Put it
Just
in
click
your
the
own
link.
calendar, right? And
Yep, you
remind
sure
yourself.
can. You sure can. So yeah, and if any of your listeners have any folks that are local to the Georgia area, we also are always looking for volunteers. They may have loved ones that want to do volunteer work, so I want to just put that out there as well. For those folks that are maybe sighted that will be wanting to come and help out, we are always in need of volunteers, and they can do that at our website, register for that as well.
Awesome. Well, Miss Dawn, you have just been such a load of information. I
Thank
mean,
you, thank you.
you have covered so much. You can tell that you're not new to this, obviously. You can tell because you put it out there. We heard what we needed to hear. I appreciate that. And I'm just excited. I'm excited for our listeners. I am excited for all that can happen and what you offer. So thank you so much.
No,
And
thank you
then
Yes,
for having me.
indeed. Yes, indeed.
Thank
Thank you
you
so
guys.
much.
I just there's other well, I know there's other fitness programs out there for the blind and low vision community, but they're not free. And so
yeah,
this is for anyone and everyone. Just show up, and I guarantee you, you're gonna have a good time.
awesome. And speaking of your equipment and stuff, you have our door prize. We're going to have our door prize raffle. Why don't you
Goody, goody,
tell
goody
them
time.
about what you are donating to one awesome listener from our email list subscribers?
So we are giving a $50 fitness equipment gift card. Woo,
Woo!
woo! Yes,
Hey, hey.
yes,
Yes.
yes. There are 10 different fitness equipment options that you get to select from. And you don't have to select one. You have up to $50. So if it's a chair and bands, whatever. So you get to select from the 10 different piece. I think it's 10 or 12 pieces that we offer, and you up to $50 you win that. So we ship it directly to you or wherever you'd like for us to send it through Amazon.
Oh, awesome.
So, whoop,
Indeed.
whoop, hey.
Whoop,
Yes,
whoop.
yes,
I'm with
yes,
her.
yes.
Goody time. Hey,
All right. So I
what a
will tell
Yeah.
blessing. Like,
you what. So, listeners, this is one of those things you see, you might be missing out if you have not already subscribed to this email list because this is how you're going to win this prize.
Uh-oh.
Miss Dawn, my
Yes.
beautiful lady, will you please pick a number between 1 and 42?
Yes. Should I? You don't want me to say it out loud, right? Should
Oh,
I say
yeah.
it? Oh,
Nope,
oh
this
you're
is
yeah,
saying it
yeah,
live.
out
I didn't
loud.
know
yeah.
there were
Drop it on the
listeners
table.
on. Okay. So we are gonna go with 41.
Okay.
41. Okay, let's see who our winner is.
Uh-oh.
All right, so our winner with lucky number 41 is Melinda Jones.
Yeah.
Melinda
Hey,
Jones,
Hey,
Melinda!
hey, welcome.
Woo! Let's go, let's go,
Congratulations,
congratulations.
let's
Melinda.
go.
For sure.
Yes. So, and
That's what happens
Miss,
when you sign up, y'all.
See,
yes,
see,
yes,
when you're
exactly.
present, when you're present.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Melinda, we will be reaching out to you and we will connect you with Ms. Dawn and we'll get you your prize and all that good stuff. So, don't fret. You got a prize coming to you. And thank you, Ms. Dawn, for the door prize.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I just thank you. This has been such a pleasurable interview. So
thank you for everything that you have shared with us and just sitting down at the table and talking about this beautiful, wonderful organization and this opportunity that is out here for our people, y'all. Let's take it.
yes,
Come
thank
on,
you,
take
Miss Dawn.
advantage. If you don't show up, then we won't be able to show up, right?
Right.
We won't be
That
able to
is
continue showing
awesome.
up.
Yes. Well, thank you, Ms. Dawn. And this is not the last time you will hear from us because we will be seeing you. You will be seeing us on Zoom.
Yes,
We're going to be
indeed.
signing up. Listeners, this has been a
Hey, y'all
treat.
follow suit.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, come on now. Stop messing around. Thank you guys. You have a phenomenal day, okay?
Blind table talking.
All right, y'all. The time has come for the end of our show.
Oh man, it's that time already. This has been a wonderful episode, man. We hope y'all really have gathered something from this. But before we let y'all go, we got a little public service announcement.
Yes, and if you would like to comment or share your story, please, we would love your feedback. Anything that you would like to say, please email us at info@blindtabletalk.com.
And also, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe at our YouTube channel at Blind Table Talk.
And also our podcast, y'all. Don't forget, you can share this. Listeners want to hear all over the world, so please share this as well.
So, we appreciate y'all the support and everything that y'all have been doing with us. So, y'all.
Oh, wait a minute. Website. Visit our website. You don't want to forget that.
Can't forget that.
Yes.
Please visit us at our website at blindtabletalk.com. We have our upcoming and events page on there. Let's support and share all the events that we have out here in our community.
Yes, it's easy to do, y'all. Just click, fill in your information of what you got going on, and we will help spread the news about that event. So until next time, y'all,
y'all know y'all favorite table. You know where to find us.
Yes.
Be blessed, y'all.
Blind table talking.